Good day, Ithaca, and happy holidays. Today is Friday, December 6th. I'm Allison Dolan.
And I'm Sydney Watson. Here's your morning brew.
This week, the decorations are up and the lights are on in the White House and Rockefeller Center for the holiday season. A permanent homeless shelter for Tompkins County is on its way, and a local sheriff's office will arrest your elf on the shelf for its naughty behavior. Naomi Sessler gives us her holiday favorites in the world of entertainment, while Anthony LaBonte sets a preview for games in the rest of December. All that and more, plus weather and special intel from the man up north with Allie Morgan, coming up on a special holiday edition of the Talk of Tompkins County.
The White House has been beautifully decorated for the holiday season. More than 300 volunteers came together to help design both the interior and exterior, embracing this year's theme, Peace and Light. In just about a week, they put up 83 Christmas trees, draped nearly 10,000 feet of ribbon, and placed 28,000 ornaments. Over 165 lights were illuminated as well. As the President and First Lady prepare for their farewell, they wanted to make sure this holiday season is truly special.
If you enjoy viewing the night sky, this December will deliver quite the show for stargazers. Jupiter will be the brightest it has been this entire year, reaching its peak brightness tomorrow night. Venus will also shine brightly, appearing in the southwest after sunset and rising higher in the sky each night. Additionally, the Geminid meteor shower will peak on December 14th. However, this unfortunately lines up with a full moon, which may make the meteors a little more difficult to see.
With excitement to spread holiday cheer, the Chemung County Sheriff's Office has announced they will be conducting Elf on the Shelf arrests the week before Christmas, giving families a chance to bring naughty elves to justice. Deputies will visit homes to create an interactive experience where children can assist in a thorough investigation of the elves' mischievous crimes. The elf will ultimately be let off with a warning and returned to their family. Throughout the process, children and their elves can take pictures and photos with the deputies. This unique activity offers kids a fun, hands-on holiday experience with a playful twist.
The 91st annual Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting occurred on Wednesday night. The ceremony was streamed live on NBC and was hosted by Kelly Clarkson. The event also featured performances from guests the Backstreet Boys, the Rockettes, Jennifer Hudson, and Coco Jones. This year's tree is the first to come from Massachusetts since 1959 and was donated by Earl Albert. Following the tree's removal, it will be used for lumber to build Habitat for Humanity homes. Well, Sydney, I always love to see the trees in Rockefeller Center go up. You know, Christmas is coming when the trees start to go up.
Yes, it really is exciting to see city decorating every year, and even Ithaca has started putting up decorations.
It looks so beautiful, especially with all the snow we've had lately. I'm looking forward to putting my own tree up at home.
Me too. Nothing is more special than spending time with family and picking out a nice tree.
Absolutely, and decorating it together is even better. Here to tell us how to pick out a perfect tree this holiday season is our producer, Lila McGuckin. Lila?
Thanks, Allison. I'm Lila, and I'm here to show you how to pick out the best Christmas tree for you and your family today. Now, the first thing you want to consider is the height and size of your Christmas tree. Do you have a big space to put it in, or are you kind of tucking it away in a corner? You want to think about the width of your branches here. Do you have a very traditional cone shape, or is your tree more tall and skinny? And obviously height is a factor too. Do you have a low ceiling, or do you have room to go up and up? Now, the other thing you want to consider when thinking about the height of your tree is what your tree topper looks like. If you have a really tall tree topper, you don't want a really tall tree that fills up the entirety of your space. Now, you may be able to take a little off the bottom and kind of figure it out that way, but just keep that in mind when you're going shopping for your Christmas tree. Now, the other thing to consider is the strength of your bough. Now, some tree varieties have really thick, strong branches, and others are a little bit more delicate. This is a classic fir tree, but something like a Bruce spruce has a stronger branch that's better for if you have larger or heavier ornaments. But if you've got lighter stuff, you know, maybe some homemade ornaments, that's going to be perfect for this fir tree with a lot of very small but full branches. Now, another thing to consider with the variety of tree that you choose, some of them are very, very fragrant, like these fir trees, and some of them are a little bit more subtle. Your blue spruce might be a little bit more of a subtle pine tree scent. So if you've got people in your family that are sensitive to that, that might be something to consider. Another thing to think about is the type of needle that you've got. You know, these fir trees have a very delicate, sort of dark, really huntery green kind of needle, and that's very nice. Again, thinking about what decorations you're putting on your tree. If you like a slightly more blue Christmas tree, maybe if you're going with snowflakes or something like that, then a blue spruce might work for you because it's kind of in that color scheme. That's all I have for you today. I'm Lila, wishing all of you a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from us at Good Day Ithaca. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Lila. Coming up, our reporter Clark Royandoyan will join us to talk about the Filipino tradition of Christmas paroles, and we'll even try to make some for ourselves. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Good Day Ithaca's Holiday Special. Earlier this week, we stopped by Ithaca's Chocolates in Press Bay Alley. The pop-up store opened this week and is bringing handmade truffles and drinking chocolates to the area until December 31st. Ithaca Chocolates will showcase new flavors each week featuring cocoa beans sourced from Peru. Let's learn a little more about this business budding in our community.
Hi, I'm Allison. I'm here at Ithaca Chocolates pop-up in Press Bay Alley with Ava, and I'd love to hear a lot about how Ithaca Chocolates got started.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. So I'm Ava J. We started Ithaca Chocolates because this is my hometown, and I've been spending the last 8+ years growing and studying cacao in the Peruvian Amazon. And so I thought, what better way to bridge the gap of these two worlds than chocolate cover Ithaca? So each of these flavors that we have behind us, which we'll try in a moment, are inspired by a different artisan or farmer in the Ithaca area. And the chocolate itself is processed locally, so it's sustainably grown in Peru and brought here. And these beans here are where cacao's journey begins in the hands of a chocolatier. So these get roasted and peeled, and then here in Ithaca we stoned grind them. We have an automated version of this beautiful technology, and then we turn them into different flavors of Ithaca.
Now we're getting the chance to try some of these Ithaca chocolates.
Okay, who likes spicy, who likes berry-y, and who likes boozy?
Ooh.
I'm a big fan of spicy, so I think I would like that one.
Spicy one's going for you. So this is a Mayan spice. It's in collaboration with West Haven Farm. So you can take that one.
Thank you so much.
And this is a local chili. And so who wants the boozy one? Boozy? Okay, go for it. Here's the boozy one. Yeah. So this is a 6 Mile Creek and liqueur amaretto style with a Luxardo cherry. So definitely Christmas in a bite. We have a classic. Who wants the classic dark? Are we dark chocolate fans here?
I am.
Yeah? Go for it. Okay, and then the last one I would love for you guys to try. I have a coffee one and a berry one. Which one are you going for?
I'll do the berry one.
Okay, cool. So this is a red wine raspberry. So why don't you guys try it? Let me know what you think.
Oh my gosh.
All right, tell me about it. What do you taste?
That is probably the best chocolate I've ever had. Like, it's just so rich, and like it just has such an authentic flavor that is just unbeatable.
You taste the spice at the end.
Oh yeah, and it's so
Kind of
good
like
too.
creeps in at the end. There. Yeah. The fun thing about the chocolate is that the flavors, you can fold them in and have like sweet and then spicy and then bitter and then sometimes like boozy or tannic. Yeah, it's really fun. How about you?
The flavor is so full. It's so creamy. It's really amazing. Great work.
Cool. Yay.
It's
Not only
delicious.
to all the farmers, it's to all the team that's been helping me create these flavors.
Yeah, no, I loved it. Was just a little bit of chocolate at the beginning, but then it's just the burst of flavor that just makes it amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cool. I love that you guys all tried different ones. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Happy holidays.
Thank you for spending the afternoon with us, Ava. Those chocolates were simply amazing. Now with us, we have a special guest. Our reporter Clark Royandoyan is in the studio to show us how to make paroles. First, what even are paroles?
All right, well, thanks for bringing me on here. Paroles are lanterns that are hung around in the Philippines and even here in mainland America that really are a symbol of Christmas, the same way the Christmas tree is a symbol here in the West.
What's the history of them? Why are paroles so important?
So paroles have their roots in a Catholic tradition. Paroles are usually hung as part of a parade or pageant, as they're called in the Philippines, called Panunuluyan, which recreates the journey that Joseph and Mary had to go through during Christmas. This parade is usually done ultimately before the midnight mass in the Philippines called Simbang Gabi. When it's after the parade, the paroles are just hung up in windows around the Philippines. You can find them pretty much anywhere. Think like malls, think homes, think apartments, think parks even. They're really just everywhere because, again, they're like the national symbol of Christmas. Because we don't really celebrate Halloween, that I think it's just something that makes the Philippines so special when it comes to Christmas because of how different we celebrate just religion in general out there.
Yeah, definitely. So we have these materials, like how do we make them at home?
So I also brought an example of a traditional parol as well. This is a simple star that we have here today, and sometimes the parol also has these tails as well. Pretty much what you're going to do is that you're going to take your glue sticks and just start gluing around like the shapes. So you see your 5 points of triangles, see your 5 triangles, see also your center as well. Well, so why don't we start with one of the triangles on the sides? So why don't we start with trying one of the triangles on the sides? Now, the beauty of paroles is just how bright and vibrant they are. I mean, they're really anywhere, they're really everywhere. And I think you can see from a mile away. Like, if you see a lantern like this, like that's how you know there's a Filipino that lives in the community. So why don't we get to gluing?
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so definitely, like, as you start gluing, I also want to encourage you to, like, play around with the colors that you're using. Play around with the colors that both of you guys have. I mean, we have, like, our classic GDI blue and yellow that I brought, but I also brought some holiday colors, too, like our red, whites, and greens. And I mean, I think we can start out the base of our parol with, let's go with a GDI gold. Let's go with GDI gold. Why don't we take a sheet of gold? So I want you, so also, stay safe. Like, just put them on. Just put your parol, your sheet on where you glued it. Yeah, just put it straight on. And I also have a pair of scissors for you guys to cut it out as well. Well, that way you can also make your other sides, really. You can make your other sides. All right, now, something else about paroles as well is that pretty much anything can be done to like make them fancy. They can be as simple as these stars that we're making today, or they can be as advanced as these intricate patterns made out of seashells, just like in the Philippines. Again, in the Philippines, they're really just everywhere. Like my cousin, she was going down and she took a photo of me of just seeing a parol shop just in the street, really.
Wow.
Just like in the street, and it's just this bright light that really shows you that Christmas is there. Like something else that I also think is really fun about the Philippines too is that we have, kind of like how we have Mariah Carey here in the States, we also have our own Christmas singer. His name is Jose Marichan, and you can really see, and once like you hear his music or you see a photo of him on social media, that's how you know it's the Philippine season already.
Really?
I mean, that's just something that I think is, again, so beautiful because the Philippines is also known to be like a pretty unserious country as well. Like a lot of our things, like we take really jokes are serious, like, and with the paroles, we also like have fun. We're not afraid to have fun with it either. We're not really have fun to have paroles either because like even though we're doing something as simple as a star, we can have something like these tails, or we can have something like lights as we shown earlier, because again, you can really like run wild with it. Like a lot of these shops, they're everywhere, and that like pretty much anything is like you can put your heart mind to it. You can really put your mind to it.
Wow.
That just to make your parol really.
So you said there you can make seashell, or you can use seashells, you can use, oh well, I guess that's just really interesting.
Yeah.
How do you use a parol at home?
So when I use a parol at home, I like to just hang it up outside my house. Like for example, like this is something that I made for you guys, hopefully to also just show around in the park, just to show around in Studio A. And also, if you guys took a look, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it lights up.
Oh my goodness.
It lights up. And inside we have we have a parol that's made out of, from the Philippines, that is made out of the same sheeshell or wires that I mentioned earlier. Again, like you can really make your parols as big as this or as small as even the ones inside. I think that's just so beautiful, what makes the parol so beautiful.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Clark, and
No
for your
problem.
beautiful gift.
No
These pearls are
problem.
such a beautiful and unique holiday craft. When we're not making a festive holiday craft, watching a classic holiday movie or rom-com is one of my favorite things to do this time of year. Let's head over to our entertainment anchor, Naomi Sessler, to tell us what to watch this holiday season. Naomi?
Thanks, Allison. The holidays are a time for family, and if yours is anything like mine, that means spending some time watching classic holiday films, rom-coms, and listening to some classic holiday tunes. Since the holidays are a time for sharing, what better way to celebrate than by sharing some of my favorites with all of you? Starting off with holiday films, sitting in the 5th spot is, of course, White Christmas. This classic 1954 film starring Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney features some iconic musical numbers, including the song White Christmas and A Snowy Christmas Miracle. What's not to love? Next on the list is a Christmas classic and the greatest fear of every parent, Home Alone. The film launched Macaulay Culkin to fame following his portrayal of 8-year-old Kevin McAllister as he accidentally gets left home alone from his family vacation, as he has to protect his house from 2 con men. Heading into the top 3, we have another retelling of a Christmas classic in the 2018 animated film The Grinch. Featuring the vocal talents of Benedict Cumberbatch, Pharrell Williams, and Angela Lansbury, this animated retelling is sure to make your heart go 3 sizes. Taking second place on this pyramid is a film that, in my opinion, is one of the best holiday films of all time, and that, of course, is the 2003 classic Elf. Featuring the comedy genius of Will Ferrell as Buddy, a human who has only known life as an elf who makes his way to New York from the North Pole to try and connect with his dad after learning that he was placed on the naughty list. Featuring an all-star cast and quotable one-liners, it is no surprise that this movie comes to mind when we think of the holidays. And finally, taking the top spot on my top 5 holiday movies of all time is the 1999 film Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Now, I know that this is an unconventional pick, but every year on Christmas, my family and I go to see the local production of the show, and then when we get back to our house, we sit down with our Chinese food and we watch this movie. To me, this film is what the holidays are all about, and I highly recommend this film adaptation of an classic Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. Now heading over to one of my favorite genres, the romantic comedy. The holidays always see an uptick in the amount of rom-coms produced, and I have procured a list of what I think are the 5 best. Starting out in the 5th spot is the 2021 Netflix film Castle for Christmas. Set in a castle in Scotland starring Brooke Shields and Carrie Elwes, this is one of those rom-coms that is a little silly and a little bit cringy, but it is sure to give you a fun night of laughter when watching with family. Following in the trend of films that are a little bit campy is the newest Netflix Christmas rom-com called Hot Frosty. This film follows a story of a snowman who comes to life after his true love puts a magic scarf on him. Starring Dustin Milligan and Lacey Chabert, this film knows that it is a little silly and it leans into it. With many melting jokes and a callback to Mean Girls, it is the perfect film for a cozy night in. Following in the trend of films that are a little more on the silly side is one of the first ever Jewish romantic comedies called Hanukkah on Rye. This film follows the story of 2 feuding deli owners who connect through a matchmaking service where they must only write letters to each other over the 8 days of Hanukkah. Featuring a Bubby-inspired latke-making competition and the traditional candle lighting blessings, this film is the first in what will hopefully be many Jewish romantic comedies to come. And finally, taking the 1st and 2nd spot are Love Actually and The Holiday. Both of these films follow several different love stories over the course of the holiday season and have gone down in history as 2 of the best rom-coms of all time. Featuring all-star casts in Alan Rickman, Hugh Grant, Emma Thompson, Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, Jude Law, and Jack Black, these films are sure to warm the heart. And finally, what is the holidays without some classic holiday songs? Whether it is the remaking of a classic tune or brand new songs, these 5 are sure to have you getting into the holiday spirit. Now, starting out in the 5th spot is Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. If you are like me and you are a fan of Ariana's work in Wicked, this pop song will surely not disappoint. Coming up next in 4th is a song that originated on SNL, but since its debut has become the official song of the holiday, and that of course is the Hanukkah song by Adam Sandler. Heading into the top 3, we have the song that defines the month of December, and that is, of course, All I Want for Christmas Is You by the Queen of Christmas herself, Mariah Carey. In second place is Drummer Boy by Justin Bieber, with a catchy melody and an excellent rap verse by Busta Rhymes. This song takes the classic Drummer Boy hymn and reinvents it for a new generation. And finally, in the top spot for my favorite holiday song of all time is Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson. With a catchy tune and incredible vocals by the American Idol winner, this song is perfect to get you excited for the holiday season. Stick around after the break to find out more about one of Ithaca's sweetest holiday events, the 10th annual Cookie Walk. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Good Day Ithaca's Holiday Special. Early this morning, the winter weather advisory issued on Wednesday was lifted. Nearly 4 million people across 5 states were impacted by the advisory. The Ithaca area saw around 3 to 4 inches of snow, along with intense winds and snow squalls. Looking to the north and west, many cities, including Syracuse and Buffalo, saw over a foot of snow. Although most of the storm has passed, there is still a chance for some additional snow showers on Saturday.
Tompkins County recently announced their plans for a permanent homeless shelter, which will house up to 100 people when completed. This comes after the county's only emergency shelter closed in early November, forcing officials to temporarily house people in motels. The planned shelter will be located on Cherry Street, in close proximity to existing encampments. Homeless shelters are critical during the dangerously cold winter months, and officials hope that the increased accessibility of the new shelter will save lives and increase the availability of resources.
The charity that brought over 960 children toys last year is back this holiday season. COPS, Kids and Toys is inviting all Tompkins County residents to donate toys to children in need. In collaboration with local law enforcement and CFCU, the group has stationed collection boxes all around Tompkins County.
This Saturday, the Ithaca Commons will host the annual Cookie Walk. Tompkins County Habitat for Humanity is organizing the walk, where participants can walk through the commons collecting cookies from volunteers. All proceeds from the event will go to Habitat for Humanity, helping to provide affordable housing in Tompkins and Cortland counties. The annual Winter Holiday Bash featuring Santa will also take place on Saturday. Local officials hope the collaboration of these two events will make this weekend the biggest celebration on the commons yet. While there are certainly a lot of holiday celebrations going on in Tompkins County, Ithaca College is no exception. Our reporter Liam McDermott spoke with one of the students organizing a Hanukkah celebration with IC Hillel. Let's take a look.
Each year, the Ithaca College Hillel, a Jewish organization on the Ithaca College campus, hosts a Shabbat service in honor of Hanukkah.
We're going to be holding Hanukkah Shabbat this Friday. We're going to have services at 5:30 and a big dinner and big latke dinner party afterwards, I believe at 6:30.
Ari says that Hillel is celebrating a little early this year, as Hanukkah does not start this year until the evening of December 25th, after this fall semester at Ithaca College ends.
Hanukkah doesn't actually officially start until it's the evening of Christmas Day.
The Shabbat service on Friday will include many typical Hanukkah meals.
Okay, so this Friday we're going to have latkes, which is a traditional Jewish potato pancake that's often served with applesauce or sour cream. We're going to have sufganiyot, which is jelly donuts, which is always fun.
Ari says, though, that the best part of the Hanukkah Shabbat is that it brings people together in community.
It was a great excuse to be community during a stressful time.
For Good Day Ithaca, I'm Liam McDermott.
Thanks, Liam. Now let's head over to Allie Morgan to take a look at our holiday forecast, along with an early look at Santa's possible flight paths on Christmas Eve. Allie?
Thanks, Allison. I'm Allie Morgan, and here's your holiday weather. Taking a look at the Ithaca holiday forecast, the week of the 22nd through 28th is projected to have mostly cloudy skies, with some chances of snow on the 24th and 26th. Christmas Day and the first night of Hanukkah may also be welcomed with a bit of rain. Temperatures at the beginning of the week will be cooler in the low 30s and high 20s, and things will heat up a tiny bit as the first few days of Kwanzaa approach, reaching the high 30s and low 40s towards the end of the week. Looking at the following week, 2025 is predicted to be welcomed with temperatures in the low 40s and high 30s. We will see some fog on the 29th and New Year's Eve, and some showers on the 30th and New Year's Day. We can also expect some snow on the 2nd and 3rd, and look forward to sunny skies on the 4th. It has also been reported that Santa has been preparing for his big night tirelessly since the beginning of December. Local witnesses in Tompkins County state they have seen Mr. Nicholas Claus performing test runs and training for Christmas Eve. Some of these practices include flying his sleigh while it's full of sandbags, local chimney scouting and surveying, and eating the entire stock at our local Insomnia cookies. It is estimated that aside from the various test flights throughout the month, Santa is expected to stop by Ithaca on Christmas at roughly 3:58 a.m. this year. He does want to warn that this time has a margin of error of a few minutes depending on how smoothly his prior delivery in Binghamton goes. Stick around to hear Anthony LaBonte talk about the games to watch over the holidays. Now let's take a look at the holiday edition of our community calendar.
To the holiday edition of Good Day Ithaca. I'm Anthony LaBonte, and let's take a look at some of the games happening this holiday season. Let's first take a look back last Sunday, which was a snow game up in Buffalo that allowed the Bills to clinch the AFC East and a spot in the NFL playoffs. Seeding for the Bills, however, could come down to a game in Pittsburgh on Christmas Day and the first night of Hanukkah, when the Steelers host the Kansas City Chiefs. Buffalo won their game against Kansas City earlier in the season, and if the records were to hold as they do right now, a win by Pittsburgh would give the Bills the first overall seed in a bye week before the divisional round. Kickoff from Acrisure Stadium will be at 1 p.m., streaming only on Netflix. If football is associated with Thanksgiving, then the NBA would get the designation of taking over Christmas, and the Knicks will get the honors of kicking off the festivities when they face off against the San Antonio Spurs. Right now, the Knicks are still behind Orlando at 4th place in the Eastern Conference, and the Spurs have a roughly .500 record. However, this will change within the upcoming weeks, especially for San Antonio, when they have Victor Wembanyama already scoring triple-doubles this month. Tip-off out of Madison Square Garden will be at noon. So far in this program, we've spoken about your marquee holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, but now it is time to look at Festivus and the feats of strength being battled on the ice between the New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils. These two have already faced off in December, with Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt lighting up the Rangers defense and Igor Shesterkin on their home ice in a 5-1 Devils victory. But could there be a Festivus miracle for the Rangers, who have lost 6 of their last 7 games? We'll have to find out when puck drops on the 23rd at 1 p.m. Holiday games would not be complete if we didn't look into the world of college football and the New Year's 6 bowl games. This season, the bowl games will be a part of the college football playoffs, with the Fiesta, Peach, Sugar, and Rose Bowl being played in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, the Cotton and Orange Bowl games will be homes to the semifinals. The Fiesta Bowl will be played on New Year's Eve, while the Peach, Sugar, and Rose Bowl will be played on New Year's. Then the Orange and Cotton Bowl will be played on the following week's Thursday and Friday, with all of these games then leading to the national championship game on Monday the 20th. Right now, there's no definitive teams in the games outside of 4 of the best conference champions crowned this weekend getting the automatic bid to the quarterfinals. This leaves questions as to if we could see teams like Georgia travel just an hour south from Athens to Atlanta to play in the Peach Bowl, or could Notre Dame make the Rose Bowl game exactly a century after their first ever Rose Bowl appearance. None of the logistics, however, will be determined until the selection show this Sunday at noon. Now, normally that's all we have for sports, but not today. As a matter of fact, this has just been the warm-up. The holidays have us in a competitive mood here at Good Day Ithaca, and to hear more about what we have in store, let's take it back to Allison and Sydney at the desk.
Thanks, Anthony. While you were talking, we were decorating gingerbread houses. Myself and Sydney were a team, and Allie and Naomi were a team as well. Joining us here in the studio is Professor Jack Powers and reporter Jonathan Falco, who will decide which team decorated the best gingerbread house. Thanks for coming, Jack.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
So we would like to present you with what we're thinking as our rustic sort of log cabin. It's very Wicked inspired because, of course, we are the entertainment anchor and the weather anchor. So we have our, our lovely sky blue beading that we have around the house. And, of course, we have our pink and green gumdrops on the top because it's the season of Wicked, so we wanted to really embody that in our rustic log cabin look that we've made for you today.
It looks like a rustic log cabin after the tornado hit
Yes,
us.
that was a very conscious choice because, we just saw part 1 of Wicked. Part 2 follows the story of Dorothy that we all know and love. So we decided to make this a very period gingerbread house piece.
Fantastic. I think it looks great, and nothing says Christmas like fresh gingerbread.
Exactly.
And over here we have what you could call a Victorian home. It's very welcoming with some greenery out front.
And some snow, as you can tell.
Absolutely, and some decorated trim here along the top and sides and the roof as well.
It looks like snow after the fresh fallen snow is done, and it's all slushy and melty and disgusting looking.
I actually couldn't have said that better myself.
We were
Thank
going
you.
for that.
But that doesn't mean it's terrible. I like it. It's very, very cozy. It's very homey. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Okay, if I have to pick a winner, I am going to go with the slushy house. As much as I like the Wicked house, the slushy house is the winner in my view.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
You're very welcome.
And good job.
Good job, great.
Thank you, and good job
Thank you so much.
Hey, and Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy
Thank
Hanukkah.
you.
Happy holidays.
Happy St. Nicholas Day.
And that is all we have for you on this special holiday episode of Good Day Ithaca. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, ICTV 607, and check us out at Instagram at ICTV News 607. Be sure to keep an eye out for our season 15 premiere in the spring. Until then, I'm Sydney Watson.
And I'm Allison Dolan. Happy holidays and have a good day, Ithaca.